Hello, this is John Paval with Access Arts Live and our top picks for this weekend. The weekend highlights, if you like, for this weekend of May 2nd to May 4th. It's an exciting weekend. The Dynamo Karina Canellakis, the conductor, teams up with the pianist Alice Sara Ott. And lots of other concerts to tell you about. So I can't wait to get to it. But before I do so, we're starting late, folks. Yeah. So I'm sorry about that. But we've also got string octets by two top quartets which have gotten together. We've got early music focused on the dance aspects of early music and the percussion that went with it. We've got an organ concert of music about birds. So there's a lot to tell you about, and I want to get right to it. But before I go any further, let me remind you, if you are watching this video on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, please click on the subscribe button and the notification button. And if you're watching on any of our other 5 platforms, we're very happy that so many of you like our videos. We'd be even happier if you would follow and or subscribe to us on X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn. With that, I'd like to throw up an image for you, if I can, just of a few of the highlights that I'm going to be going over for you. Which different conductors, octets, which you rarely get to hear, the early dance music focused on percussion, etc. So now let me tell you about the first of these, and I think what may be the most exciting of this weekend's matchups. Let me put the picture up for you. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated because we're about 15 minutes late. I was out in the woods. I was at the Bois de Boulogne here in Paris. It's summertime. The temperature is in the 80 degrees Fahrenheit, mid-20s. So here we are. And there you see two really terrific performers. That's Karina Canellakis and the pianist Alice Sara Ott. And they will be teaming up with the Bavarian Radio Symphony in Munich to play music by Saariaho, Ravel, and Sibelius. The Saariaho piece, Kaija Saariaho is the Finnish composer, Finnish woman composer who moved to Paris to spend most of her professional life. So this is Canellakis, Alice, first of all, conducting Kaija Saariaho, a woman composer, and in a piece called Lumière et Pesanteur, which was first dedicated to Esa-Pekka Salonen, the famous Finnish conductor. Then they'll do Ravel's Piano Concerto in G minor, which is always a pleasure, and that's where Alice Sara Ott will come in. And then they're going to do, and this was at the conductors at Canellakis' request, they're going to be doing Sibelius's Lemon Kainen Suite, Opus 22. Now, this is a suite based on the heroes of Lemminkainen, who was a hero in the Finnish national epic Kalevala, but he was also a womanizer. So I think it's interesting she picked it out. Anyway, Karina is chief conductor of the Netherlands Radio Phil. She's principal guest conductor of the London Phil. Years ago, she started out as a substitute violinist with the Chicago Symphony, and now she guest conducts there as well. Alice Sara Ott, she's been going around the last year giving premieres in France, in Germany, in Belgium, and the Netherlands of Bryce Dessner's new piano concerto because he composed it for her. She had her debut with the New York Phil last year. She's got 2 new albums coming out on Deutsche Grammophon. So we will be sure to take this clip out of this live stream and put it up on the Deutsche Grammophon group page on Facebook. Maybe they'll even collaborate with us on it. So that's the first of this weekend's top pieces that I wanted to tell you about, and I think it'll be a very exciting concert. Now, Now, if that does not ring your bell, there are two other excellent live streams of women conductors. You know, this wave of women conductors around the world. So I'd like to tell you about those as well. The first of them, let me pull up the picture of this. The first of them will be on Saturday evening. Here she is. There you go. Saturday evening, May 3rd at 8 in the evening, Argentine time, 7 o'clock on the East Coast in the US, 4 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 o'clock in the morning in Europe. Zoe Zeniodi, known as Ms. Dynamite, will be conducting the Buenos Aires Philharmonic in a program of Haydn and Bruckner. They'll be doing Haydn's Symphony number 44 in E minor, the Funeral Symphony, and then they'll be doing Bruckner's Symphony number 7 in E major. She's Zoe Zeniodi. She's from Greece. She's the music director and chief conductor of the Buenos Aires Philharmonic now. They'll be playing at the Teatro Colón. That is where the Buenos Aires Phil plays, and it will be on the YouTube channel of Teatro Colón. We'll give you the link. It's free of charge. She's also the artistic director of El Sistema in Greece, and she's done a lot of opera conducting as well, with the Dallas Opera, the San Francisco Opera, Juilliard, and she's also she's the principal guest conductor for Asia Europe New Music Festival in Hanoi, Vietnam, and the artistic advisor for the Festival of the Aegean. So that, I think, will also be, you know, if you want to be watching for women conductors whom you haven't heard conduct yet, let me make sure I pronounce her name right. Zoe Zeniodi is one. But that's not all. Saturday, May 3rd, you can enjoy one of the best of the rising wave of women conductors. The French conductor Marie Jacquot conducts the French music that she knows best. Ravel, Poulenc, and Jolivet with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. That'll be at 8 o'clock in the evening Eastern Daylight Time, an hour after Zoe, I got to get that name right, Zeniodi starts her conducting on Saturday. Marie Jacquot started out as a trombonist, and I think it's always interesting to see how the background of a conductor may affect the way they conduct. And usually it's violinist or cellist, and not usually a trombonist. So this is a little different. She became the principal guest conductor of the Vienna Symphony in 2023-24. She became chief conductor of the Royal Danish Theatre in Copenhagen this year, which I think involves doing a lot of opera. And she's taking over for Christian Macellaro as chief conductor of the Köln Philharmonic next year, as Christian Macellaro heads to Cincinnati to take over there. And in February, just a year ago, at the French Victoire award ceremony, she received the award for revelation of a chief of an orchestra conductor, Révélation. So they'll be doing Ravel's Valse Noble et Sentimentale, Poulenc, Les Animaux Modèles, André Jolivet's Concertino, which is a brilliant trumpet part, and Ravel's Ma Mère Loire, Mother Goose. So there are other women conductors, but I still think the most exciting of the conductors this weekend, that's Karina Canellakis and Alice Sara Ott, and that great symphony orchestra in Munich. Now, we then move on to the next top live stream that I want to tell you about. This one will be an organ concert, and it's on Saturday. Let me show you the organist that that we're talking about. This is Maria Blazevic, and this, I think, we are told this is live stream. Okay, let me do a proper introduction. Organist of the Year, Maria Blazevic, has collected all the music she could find about birds by Bach, Vivaldi, and a host of others, and she plays it for you on the Kühn Orgelbau organ in the Catholic Church of Moscow's weekly live stream, Saturday, May 3rd. That'll be at 8 o'clock in the evening in Moscow, 7 in the evening European time, 1 in the afternoon in Europe, and 10 in the morning on the West Coast. She's playing pieces by Vivaldi, Bach, Rameau. I'll give you some examples. She's playing Louis-Claude Daquin's The Swallow and the Cuckoo. She's playing Bach's Adagio and Fugue, quote unquote, in imitation of a hen from his Sonata in D major. She's playing Vivaldi's Concerto for Flute and Orchestra, The Goldfinch. Francois Couperin's fragments of his 14th suite for harpsichord with titles like The Nightingale in Love, The Weeping Robins, The Victorious Nightingale. So I think that will be a lovely program. It's so thematic. I think it's so charming. And again, that's free of charge, live streamed by Artbene. Now, I think the next one that we have for you is also on Saturday. Yeah, and this is a very unusual concert, but it's not free of charge like these others were. This one will cost you $14. Dumbarton Concerts live streams the Borromeo String Quartet and the Verona Quartet playing octets by Enescu, Shostakovich, and Mendelssohn. Saturday, May 3rd at 7:30 in the evening, Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. That'll be 4:30 on the West Coast, 1:30 in the morning in Europe, a lovely 10:30 in the morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time, Sunday morning. The Borromeo Quartet they're the ensemble in residence at the New England Conservatory of Music. They're also the ensemble in residence at the Taos School of Music summer program, and they're the ensemble in residence at the Heifetz International Music Institute. Enough said. They're established. Then you get the Verona Quartet, which bills itself as a 21st century quartet. Their members come from 4 different countries, and they serve on the faculty of Oberlin College and Conservatory as the quartet in residence there. And they've also held residencies at other places in North America. So these are 2 top string quartet groups coming together so they can play octets for you. And the specific octets are, let me give you the details for those of you who are into the details. Georges Enescu's Octet for Strings in C major, Opus 7. Shostakovich's 2 pieces for string octet, Opus 11, Prelude and Scherzo. And Mendelssohn's String Octet in E flat major, Opus 20. So those of you who love string quartets and love octets even more, this is for you for $14. I think I got that price right. I hope it did. Yeah. Okay. So then what do we have for you next among our top picks? And this is in terms of early music. And I have to show it to you as part of March Vivo's weekend presentation. This one I want to tell you about is Ars Percutendi. And they're doing a live stream at noon on Sunday. They're the ones in the bottom picture there. And what it is that they're fascinated by the fact that music from the 16th and the 18th century was predominantly dance music. And yet an awful lot of the people who play it, they're not focusing in on the dance aspects of it and on the percussion instruments which would be used to accentuate the rhythms. So they're going to be doing music by composers like Albanese, Gasper Sanz, Scarlatti, Antonio Martin Cole, and then a couple contemporary composers, Yusuf Sharanik and N. Scott Robinson, and playing castanets and historical percussion instruments from the time. harpsichord, and Baroque guitar. So this struck me as a somewhat unusual and accentuated early music piece. So I commend it to you as I think the top's early music piece that's being live streamed on the weekend. What then do we have coming up next? And I think, is that the end of the list of our top picks? Yes, it is. Our top picks for the weekend are the Bavarian Radio Symphony with conductor Karina Canellakis and pianist Alice Sara Ott, Friday at 8 in the evening European time. Artbene's live stream of organ music about birds, Saturday, May 3rd at 7 in the evening European time. Dumbarton concerts live stream of the Borromeo String Quartet and the Verona Quartet playing octets on Saturday at 7:30 in the evening Eastern Daylight Time. And finally, on Sunday, March Vivo's young performers Ars Percutendi, playing early dance music with percussion to illustrate the rhythmic aspects of it. Now, there are, for those of you who are choral music lovers, I do want to point out a couple other concerts that are going on this weekend. The first of them is, whether you're a choral music lover or a Mozart lover, it's the Sao Paulo Symphony Orchestra and Chorus is going to be performing the Mozart's Requiem in, I think it's in D minor. Let me double check to make sure. I am not a musicologist. I have to scroll down in my notes, which take forever to scroll down to just when I need them. Yeah, it's the Mozart Requiem in D minor, Kerschel 626. This will be at 8 o'clock Brazilian time, 7 in the evening on the East Coast, 4 in the afternoon on the West Coast, 1 in the morning in Europe. They'll also be doing Wagner's Prelude to Act 1 of Lohengrin and Mayer's Symphony Number 7 in F minor. But the real draw there is come on, it's the Mozart Requiem, and in addition to that, they do have a great lineup of soloists. I don't know if I have the names of all the soloists in front of me here to list them for you. Once upon a time I had them, but I don't have them for now. But you can go back to our weekly roundup of the orchestral works and find the names of each of these orchestral soloists. So this is a big deal. This is going to be a full-scale Mozart's Requiem if you're a Mozart lover or if you're a choral music lover. But that's not all that will be going on this weekend, because then on Saturday, there's another live stream of a choral work. Saturday on May 3rd, it's the Harmonia Orchestra and Chorus in Seattle. And although this is a local orchestra, it's big. I think they have something like 70 musicians and 50 choristers. And they're going to be doing Mendelssohn's Walpurgis Night, which is about some pagan druids who get attacked by Christian invaders and they win. So the pagans win and the Christians lose in this. This will be at 7:30 in the evening Pacific time on the West Coast, 10:30 at night on the East Coast in the US, 4:30 in the morning in Europe. I doubt anyone will stay up till 4:30 in the morning to enjoy it, but it'll be 1:30 Sunday afternoon down under in Australia. Any of you Australians who are listening in. They'll also do Schumann's Cello Concerto with the principal cellist of the Harmonia Orchestra joining in. But that's not all. There's yet one more choral work going on this weekend that I want to tell you about, so that we've covered it, because I know that some of you people really do. We have choral music loving groups on Facebook. Now these charming young'uns are a part of Continuum Chamber Choir, and St. Mary's Perryvale will be live streaming them singing in the merry month of May on Sunday at 4 in the afternoon European time, 10 in the morning on the East Coast, 7 in the morning on the West Coast, And late night, 1 o'clock in the morning down under in Australia. That'll be 2 alto, 2 sopranos, an alto tenor, 2 basses, director Harry Guthrie. They'll be doing music by Thomas Tompkins, who else? William Byrd, Charles Villiers-Sanford, Hubert Parry. They finish it off with William Byrd's "This Sweet and Merry Month of May." So if you have a hankering after choral music, you can get that. Now, I just want to take 1 more minute to mention one more thing going on this weekend, because it's also an interesting concert. It's the conductor, and I don't have the 2 of these guys together, unfortunately. I didn't have time to put them together. This is Alexei Niaga, who is a Russian conductor, but I think pretty obviously of Asiatic or African descent as well. And forgive me, but I don't know the acronym you use for that. In the US, you say African American, but I don't know if you say Afro-Russian or Russian. I'm not sure what is the correct name to use. And we will put out a separate clip about this on various Facebook pages for people particularly interested in African heritage. So if any of you know, you can help me with my terminology, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, this is Alexei Niaga, and he will be conducting the St. Petersburg Philharmonic. Well, let me put it to you this way. Friday, May 2nd at 7 in the evening, European time, the St. Petersburg Philharmonic under conductor Alexei Niaga will be playing Gershwin, and Gershwin. Niaga was born in Leningrad in 1979, and he went to the St. Petersburg Rimsky-Korsakov Conservatory. And he works a lot with the St. Petersburg Phil and other the opera and ballet theater at the St. Petersburg Conservatory and so forth. Now, the pianist on Rhapsody in Blue, yeah, let me tell you, they're doing an American in Paris, Rhapsody in Blue, Porgy and Bess, and then a jazz suite for piano with orchestra by a Russian, Alexander Tsafsman, who was a Soviet jazz pianist and composer, early 20th century. Anyway, the pianist is Peter Lau, and I think Peter Lau and Alexei Niaga are old buddies, because Peter Lau also graduated from the Petersburg Conservatory in 2000, which is just about the time when Alexei Niaga would have been there, having been born in 1979. So he graduated in 2002. Peter Lau graduated in 2000. Their paths must have crossed along the way. Anyway, and Lau works all the time with the St. Petersburg Phil, the Mariinsky Theater Orchestra, and the Moscow Symphony Orchestra. I think it'll be I think it's going to be very interesting to see 2 very Russian performers performing highly American music. And here's a picture of Peter Lau for you, if you want to see that as well. So that's what we have for you this weekend, folks. Our top picks, and then also a little information about this wave of women conductors coming to you. Zoe Zinaidi from Greece, and you know, I'm an old guy. I get these names wrong, and and Marie Jacquot from France. So, and then these 3 choral groups as well. So there's a lot going on this weekend. Scroll back and re-listen to any of this wandering live stream on my part. I hope that one or any of these live streams, which I've been telling you about, brings you, uplifts you, inspires you, or just shows you a good time. And before I leave you, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to Access Arts Live and click the notification button. And if you're watching us on any of our other 5 platforms, we're happy that you like so many of our videos. We'd be even happier if you follow and or subscribe to us on those platforms if you watch us there. And those platforms are X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. Have a great weekend, everybody. I will be back on Monday as usual with the roundup of the week's live streams of big stage productions, opera, ballet, orchestras.